Even after learning about the stock market, the basics, the fundamental analysis, ratio analysis, one very common question in the mind of beginners is that how exactly do I choose a stock? Many people came up to me, they said that, sir, there are 5,000 companies in India. Is it even possible to search about the fundamentals of each and every company? The answer is obviously no. So, what will you do if you want to make your first piece of investment? There are some strategies that you have to follow when you are moving into the market. Basics of stock market is something that you have already got, but when you are actually moving into the market, you are trying to invest, there are some key points that you have to focus because there are a lot of companies. So the strategy is to narrow down your focus. So if you are someone who is actually having this trouble of selecting a company to make your first investment, we are going to guide you completely in this video and give you the strategy that how exactly can you shortlist a few companies out of these 5,000 companies and then go on to make your first investment. Before we talk about the companies on which you should focus to make your first piece of investment, let's understand that what exactly are the mistakes that we make as a beginner. See, when a beginner moves into the market, people say that buy penny stocks. It means stocks which are worth rupees 1, 2 or 5 rupees. So you think that these stocks will go up very fast compared to stocks which are valued at 2,000 rupees or 4,000 rupees. You might be right, but these penny stocks are so cheap because they have got no value or they have got very little value. So these stocks will not teach you a lot of things. In the first few days, you have to focus a lot more on learning and not only on earning. This is why you will be betting on safer stocks. I'll come to that part later, that which are the stocks that you should focus on. The second mistake that you might make is that you might buy a stock which is very much into the news. All those stocks which are in headlines like Reliance Industries is making this new investment, Reliance Industries has gone up to this trillion market cap. All these companies, all these news might bring enthusiasm in you, but it is not right to make investment in these companies because you have to understand that if this company is so much in news, then obviously there are a lot of people who have watched the news earlier, they have made their investments, and once this price goes up, they will be selling it off. So you would not make a lot out of this, and this is why you should stay away from companies which are too much in news. Now coming to the strategy that you should focus on as a beginner. See, here I am not going to give you a very golden statement that will help you get thousands of rupees in return. The simplest strategy for a beginner is to narrow down your focus. You might have heard in your childhood days from your teachers, from your parents, that focus only on a limited number of things in life. And that is the same thing that we are going to do in this particular video or in this particular strategy. We are going to focus only on a limited number of companies. Out of the 5,000 companies, you will focus only on the top 50 companies of India. So the top 50 companies are a part of Nifty 50 index. You can simply Google it and find out all the 50 companies in the list. Once you are done with finding out the names, you will be going and creating a watch list in the broker's platform. If you have Zerodha, Upstocks or any other broker, you will see that there is a section where you can keep on adding the names. So you add all the 15 companies into that watch list. For people who don't have a Demat account, you can go to Money Control, which is a free application where you can also create a watch list. So once you have all the 50 companies in your watch list, for the first few days, you will see that how is the price movement happening on a day-to-day basis. You will see that on days when there is a positive sentiment in the market, what is the movement in the prices, and on a negative day, what is the decrease in the value of the companies. So this will actually help you understand the price movements, the fair valuation, and a lot more. However, you are not going to make your fresh investment right now. What you will do is, you will further break these 50 companies down into the top 10 companies. By top 10, I don't mean that you only select the top 10 companies from that 50 list. What you will do is, you will break these 50 companies down into sectors. So you might know that there is a banking sector, there is insurance sector, there is any other sector in this particular list because ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, SBI, and all these banks are there in this 50 list, the list of these 50 companies. So your duty right now is to select the top performing stock from that category. So if you select the banking stocks, there might be 4 to 5 in this list. You have to select one company out of these 5 companies and move it into the fresh list. It is simple. You will select all the 5 companies, you will see the price movements, you will see the growth, their growth prospectus, their non-performing asset, and all these things. You can perform your research and you will move the top 1 company into that top 10 list. Similarly, if you talk about some sector like FMCG, you will check out Hindustan Unilever, ITC, Nestle. You do your research, you find out that which is the best company among these 3. If you find that okay, HUL is the best company, now you will move HUL to this top 10 list. Similarly, you will check all the other sectors in this list of top 50 companies and you will move the top contester of this sector into the list of top 10. Now you have a list of top 10 best performing companies of India. So you were able to actually focus, build your focus down from 5,000 companies to just 10 companies. Now your motto over here is to find the valuation. You don't have to do the calculations and all the complex research right now because you are a beginner. I don't expect you to have a lot of knowledge about calculating fair valuation and all these things. So what will you do? You will keep this top 10 list in front of you. You will track the price movement on a day-to-day basis. If you don't want to wait, you will check the historical prices. Suppose this particular stock, the first stock is currently at 2000 rupees. You will check that what was the prices and on the historical days when the markets were down, what was the price in the pre-COVID days, what was the price. So this will actually help you to find out the average price that this stock has. Because see, I'm talking about a situation when there is no bull run, when there is no bear run, the market is in normal condition. This is why this strategy will work only in a condition when the markets are fairly valued. So out of these 10 companies, you will select, if you think that okay, this company is fairly valued because the price movement, the average price movement is normal right now. So you will go on and make your first piece of investment in that particular company. You have to make investment in all those 10 companies at some point of time, but you will have to wait for at least 1 or 2 months if some company is very highly valued. Suppose there is a bull run after COVID. So there is a high chance that these stocks will be highly valued. So you will wait for a few days, and once correction happens, once you see that prices are down to the average level, you will go and make your investment. And this is as simple as that. For people who want to make fresh investment, this is the best piece of advice that I have for you. And this is simply how you can narrow down your focus from 5,000 companies to 10 companies and make your first piece of investment. Now this entire strategy was only for the beginners who are going to invest right now into the market, because I told you, you have to focus only on the top 50 companies right now so that you have a safer investment portfolio. You don't make a lot of losses, because in the first few days you would be making some mistakes while doing the research, and to get your research part experience right, you will have to get minimum losses. You don't have to take very high losses right now. You can minimize your losses and get experience as well. And this is why we say that you should be doing this experiment on the safer stocks, which is the top 10 stocks. After doing this thing, you would be moving to the mid cap companies which are going to grow a lot in the future, 40-50% growth rate, and these companies have a risk and they also have higher returns. So what are the strategies for the growth stocks? What are the strategies for mid cap stocks? And after you get your first piece of experience into the market, that is something we are going to discuss in the next video. So if you are watching this video on the YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, click on the bell icon so that you get notified when we come up with the new video. And if you are already a member, then you will surely be notified when the new video comes on the mid cap stocks.